It would almost be funny if it wasn't so tragic. The story of Elizabeth Gutfar reads like a case study in greed. Woman so deep in her own delusion of power that she thought she could outsmart everyone forever. The article closes with Gutfar boldly declaring, "I will commit to being treasurer. I won't sell real estate. I'll cut all ties. I believe this is a full-time job." She lied without even flinching. Smooth, confident, and utterly false. And in the end, she walked away with everything she wanted until it all came crashing down. You want to talk about corruption? This isn't sloppy embezzlement or one-time temptation. This is greed in its rawest form, an obsession, a rush. She probably got an adrenaline high every time she shifted funds. Like a gambler, pulling the lever again and again, convinced she'd never get caught. What else explains it? The insane risks, the brazen lies, the decade-long cover-up. Now, she's looking at 10 years behind bars. Honestly, that feels like nothing. I don't care how old she is. She lived large, partied on taxpayer dollars, and bankrolled her entire lifestyle with public trust. Why should age soften her punishment? The damage is permanent. The money is gone forever. And any so-called lesson learned means nothing when the community is left with empty accounts and broken trust. Elizabeth Gutfar, once the respected Santa Cruz County treasurer, now stands disgraced, accused of siphoning off more than $39 million in public funds. To put that in perspective, the county only collects around $41 million a year in property taxes. That's money meant for schools, the local community college, and basic county services. She practically stole the entire pot. Auditors say that over a decade, Gutfar funneled cash straight into her personal accounts while faking financial reports. Lying to her staff, county supervisors, even state auditors. Her biggest grabs came in her final year, when Chase Bank's fraud team flagged $4.5 million in suspicious wire transfers tied to businesses under her name. That's when the walls started closing in. She bailed, and the FBI, the state, and county investigators came knocking. Her lawyer tried to stall the process, but it didn't matter. Santa Cruz County filed a civil suit to claw back what's left, and a judge already froze most of her assets so she couldn't bury the money. Investigators say she secured total control by coercing her deputy treasurer into handing over all access codes, full command of the vault. And somehow, she managed to keep all 6 of her employees blind to the theft. The report even lists the bribes she used to buy their loyalty. A $6,000 loan so her deputy could fix an air conditioner, paying off monthly phone bills, letting the deputy's sister drive one of her cars. She even paid her secretary's personal expenses, dropped $1,500 on her birthday, and covered part of a clerk's daughter's wedding at her ranch. You can't call that generosity, that's hush money. She was literally funding silence with stolen taxpayer cash. And the Santa Cruz County Board? Complete failure. They missed red flags so obvious, it's embarrassing. One monthly cash report hadn't changed by a single penny in over a year. Yet somehow, no one thought to question it. No audits, no cross-checks, no oversight. They just rubber-stamped her reports like everything was fine. Now, $39 million is gone, and all Gutfar gets is 10 years. The community is furious. One board member admitted they pushed for the maximum sentence, but 10 years for looting nearly an entire county's budget feels like a joke. This woman robbed the very people she swore to serve, and now she'll spend less time in prison than some people get for tax evasion. And here's the kicker. Santa Cruz isn't unique. You can see this same rot everywhere. Look no further than Thornton Township and Dalton, Illinois. Tiffany Henyard might be out, but the stench of financial mismanagement still hangs in the air. Talk to clerk Casey Nesbitt. Yes, it's one pulling double duty as both clerk and FOIA officer for $17,825. She insists it's all by the book, says it matches the salary schedule. But when asked for documentation, the only file she produced was her own salary. Real convenient. Meanwhile, Highway Commissioner Antoine Russell is cashing checks worth $27,519. Even though the township's pay schedule caps a first-term commissioner at $17,825, that's a $10,000 bonus. He shouldn't even see him yet. Silence. Nobody blinks. Asa Sanderstein, another elected non-voting member, Makes $53,716. That one might check out, but no one's really verifying. It's all smoke and mirrors, and the public's left guessing who's telling the truth. Then there's Heath Price, the guy running the township's food pantry in Harvey. Longtime Henyard ally? Salary: $72,219. Job security looks good when you're plugged into the right circles. No wonder he's always smiling in the background. He didn't lose any weight, but he sure gained peace of mind with that steady paycheck. Zoom out a little more. Tiffany Henyard may be gone, but the money games haven't stopped. The seats are empty, yet the red flags keep waving high. Makes you wonder, was some of what Tiffany said actually true? Don't get it twisted, she was messy. Nobody's defending her antics. But it's clear she wasn't the only one loose with taxpayer dollars. How the money resides, right? And with a public hearing coming up July 22nd on the General Fund, General Assistance and Road and Bridge Fund, Thornton Township deserves another hard look. This is the time for transparency, not recycled excuses. Let's not forget these same officials fought tooth and nail to install Napoleon Harris. Remember that massive gym rally? The same one where Tiffany claimed she and her team got locked out? Everyone laughed it off, girl, please. But in the end, Harris got the seat. Now he's living comfortably, collecting over $200,000 from the township on top of the $89,000 he already makes. Life's smooth for him. But for taxpayers, not so much. That's the pattern, whether it's Santa Cruz or Thornton Township, the playbook never changes. Power, greed, and a system that protects the well-connected while punishing the powerless. So what do you think? 10 years justice or a slap on the wrist? Should these public servants face harsher penalties when they rob their own communities? If this story left you as stunned as it did me, hit that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe. Because trust me, this won't be the last story like this. Keep your eyes open, because the next headline might come from your own backyard.